Hello, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. We've got some talks about Farmasi's 2026 incentive trip from another one of our favorite top leaders, and we're gonna get right the f into it. But first, we need the disclaimer. Now, if you're not familiar with Farmasi,
I have visited the pharmacy.
Not the pharmacy where you go and pick up your medication. We're talking about Farmasi, the MLM, also known as a multi-level marketing company, network marketing company, social selling company.
That's like a pyramid scheme, right?
Some would even refer to these types of businesses as a pyramid scheme. The horror. And the reason for that is because they do run off of a recruitment-based business model, meaning the more people these individuals recruit to their team, the more money they make in the form of bonuses, higher percentages on their group volume, and all of that weird mumbo jumbo that MLMs use. Companies like this typically do have products to sell, and Farmasi is makeup and health and wellness and skincare and all of the shit we don't need an MLM to have. Now that we have all of that information, this is a top leader that left from Scentsy earlier this year when Scentsy was making all of the compensation plan announcements and everything started to look a little like it was time to leave. She jumped ship and went to Farmasi. She did take some of her team with her, so she's now a top leader in Farmasi. She's talking to her team now about how to earn the 2026 incentive trip with Farmasi. Let's listen in. Jennifer, take it away.
They just announced that they're doing an extra bonus incentive trip that anyone can earn, no ranks required, no nothing. And it's a 6-month earning period. So we're going to dive in and talk about how we earn that, what this trip point structure looks like. For some of you, this is probably a brand new way to earn a trip and to kind of get a handle on it. So that's what I'm going to teach you the ins and outs tonight. This trip will be to Mexico. So let's talk about really quick what Horizonte is. The trip will be in June of 2026. The exact dates will be announced very soon. It includes 3 nights accommodations at an all-inclusive resort. So that means food, drinks, parties, your actual hotel stay, all of it is covered when you're there at the resort. For this specific trip, flights are not included.
That's a little fucked up, no?
And so you'll be responsible for your own flights. And the qualification period is November 1st through April 30th.
So I talk a lot about how going through an MLM to earn an incentive trip is so ridiculous for the amount of time and energy you have to put into it. In this instance, you only get a 3-night stay. So you get there one night, you're tired because you've been traveling all day. You have day 2 and day 3, and then you got to go home. And when you go on an incentive trip for an MLM, they typically have the days planned out for you. Granted, you don't have to go to everything that they plan, but you typically have the days planned out for you already. And in this case, and in most cases, the flight is not included. So in my opinion, if you're going to take the time to make sure your kids are taken care of, your pets are taken care of, your house is taken care of, everything's taken care of, you have time off of your actual job that pays the bills, all of those things are taken care of, you would be better off just taking all of that time and energy and putting it into planning your own trip and booking your own trip and planning what you want to do and staying the length of time you want to stay. 3 days, 3 nights to me is not enough. I'm sorry. If I'm going on a vacation that I busted my ass to earn, because you have to, you'll see the requirements for this, unless you're some kind of big influencer already that has a following that will do whatever you tell them to do. Otherwise, it's going to take a lot of work to earn these incentive trips. And in my opinion, for what you get on these incentive trips, you're better off, again, just taking the time and energy you're going to use earning this small bullshit incentive trip and planning a longer, more extensive, better, more customized trip for yourself. Just saying. That's how I view these trips. They're bullshit. It's just a pointless way for these MLMs to rope you in and get you to stay longer, in my opinion, again.
So it just started 6 days ago, and so we're catching it at the very beginning, so we have the full 6 months to be able to work on and earn this trip. When they announce the location for the trip, you can start looking at flights. So I don't know if it's going to be Cancun or somewhere else in Mexico, but whenever they do announce that, they'll announce the resort and the city. You can start looking at that and kind of planning ahead, okay? So what do we need to qualify? So you can earn a trip for one for 7,500 TV, that's trip volume, and I'm going to dive in and tell you all about what that is. And a trip for two is 11,000 TV. In all of my experience in direct selling, I cannot tell you how incredibly attainable I feel like these numbers are, and how you can earn a beautiful trip and not have to absolutely kill yourself to do it, right?
They're lower than Scentsi's numbers, sure, but what does it take to get that?
Working 20 hours a day for 3.5 weeks straight.
Just because the points are lower doesn't mean anything.
However, at Farmasi, there are two different things that are required to qualify to earn this trip. You need both the total trip volume points, but there's also the second piece, which is consistency in sales and recruiting, okay? This trip and the earning qualifications are designed to reward consistent behavior. Consistent behavior also rewards you by building a great business. And Farmasi is smart. They know what to reward you for, because it's not just about going to Mexico. Although, while yes, we want to go to Mexico, it's also about building something that's sustainable, making income, and wow, imagine what your business can look like after 6 months of consistency. So what is trip volume? This is a picture from Horizonte 2025 on the beach in Mexico. Nathan and I earned this trip and were able to take it in June of this year. And it was our first ever Farmasi experience, and it was pretty wild and awesome. So trip volume, okay, your TV, these trip volume points, you earn trip volume from your own PV plus the PV of your personal frontline only in the month they join, okay? So let's say Susan joins your team and she buys a $19.99 kit and she gets 50 PV worth of stuff because she just wants a personal discount. You're going to earn 50 points from Susan's PV in that month. If the next month she decides she wants to sell and she takes off and starts selling and she has 300 PV, none of that counts for your trip volume because it's not in the month that she joined. Now, let's say you have Julie join you, and Julie joins you and she wants to build a business, so she purchases a business starter kit and she gets the Elite Essentials kit, which is 250 PV. That is 250 TV trip volume points that you will earn from Julie because that's her volume in the month that she joins. Now,
So they literally paid to join, and all of those points go to earn this trip. But it's not a pyramid scheme. Okay.
now, it's not only the volume at the moment they join, it's for the entire month. So if someone joins and starts off small with a kit or just a personal discount and then ends up adding more throughout the month, their total PV from the month they join goes into your trip volume. I really, really love this structure because I've actually never seen something where like your front lines points where you earn the same amount of points for that, right? It's a 1-for-1. So your own PV is 1-for-1. Same thing. The PV of your front line in the month they join is 1-for-1. Now, it's based on their first order date. So if you have someone in your downline who's currently pending, meaning they started the enrollment process but didn't complete it, if they're appearing as a pending enrollment in your account, but they come off of that pending list this month because they check out with a $19.99 starter kit or a product starter kit, this would be considered their first month, even if their enrollment date says August or September, right?
How come it has to be so complicated?
The month that they place their first order. So this is especially applicable for any Canadians who can join because they don't have to have a starter kit to join, or anyone who started the enrollment process but didn't check out and they're still pending. So if someone's been on your pending list for a month or 2 months, if they actually check out this month with a starter kit and become an influencer, all of their PV from this month because it's when their first order happened, counts towards your trip volume, okay? So that's a little extra incentive for you to talk to those pending frontline that you might have. Or
just like it shouldn't be complicated to figure out how you're getting paid, it should not be this complicated to figure out how you're earning an incentive. It shouldn't. This is diabolical. You have to be Albert fucking Einstein to understand any of these formulas they do on these compensation plans and incentive trips. I'm sorry, I'm not sorry. Okay, maybe I'm just stupid.
Yeah, maybe you are.
Maybe I'm stupid.
people who might be on your pending list to actually get them to complete their enrollment and finish their checkout. So remember I said earlier, there are two things required for the trip. So you need both the total volume, okay, either 7,500 or 11,000 points. And you also need to meet these consistency monthly requirements, okay? You must have 200 PV per month for all of the months that you're here. Okay, so you got to have, so you can't be like just leaning on your front line to sell all the products and sell the PV, and you show up with 50 PV and just get all the points for them. You have to have 200 PV per month. Okay, you also have to have 3 qualified recruits per month. So it's not like a total number that you need at the end. They're rewarding consistency, okay? And if you've ever heard me teach or train or talk, that is one of the theme songs that I sing, is that consistency is what builds a great business. It's small habits that you do day in and day out. It's showing up daily. It's not giving up. It's never ghosting. It doesn't mean you're always like, foot on the gas driving highway speed. It just means you're always on the road. It just means you're always driving. It doesn't mean you're always going 80, but sometimes you're going 25. That's okay, but you're still driving.
Sounds exhausting.
Girl, you're going to hit burnout real soon. Hate to tell you, I know this from experience. Being on the road all the time, it doesn't matter if you're going fast or going slow. Being on the road all the time for 6 months is gonna help you achieve burnout. Aside from that, you have to recruit at least 18 people in the next 6 months to be eligible to earn this trip. At least 18 people have to join your team and then be active. Okay, good luck.
And may the odds be ever in your favor.
I love the way that this incentive trip structure rewards consistency, because consistency is one of the most powerful things you can have in this business. And anyone who's successful has shown up consistently in their business. And if they stop, their success will be short-lived. So 3 qualified recruits per month. So recruits must enroll and qualify in the same month to count. And 125 PV is what's considered a qualified recruit. Starter kits do count for this, by the way. So if someone joins and purchases a starter kit of a product kit of 125 or higher, they earn PV on that, and that also counts towards them being qualified. This is not just saying you need the PV from these qualified recruits. They're saying as a checkbox, you have to have 3 qualified recruits, 200 PV per month, and then the total volume at the end is basically how it's looking. You do have a progress tracker in your back office. I'm so thankful that we have this. It's ready to go. So if you see that tall skinny bar at the top, this is what it looks like on a desktop. It shows you all 6 months. And the larger image is basically what you're looking at per month. So this is mine today. So as you go through the month, this updates pretty quickly. As you achieve the required level for your monthly consistency piece, you will see a green check mark here. As soon as I achieve 200 PV, this will light up green. And this is telling me the total trip volume that I am earning in this month. And as the months go on, this will continue to get higher and higher and higher. And this bar right here, this means a trip for 1, and this means a trip for 2. It's like 1 ticket and then 2 tickets, and they will light up.
It feels like this could have been an email.
So I could have, once I get to 7,500 trip volume, this will light up. But if I don't keep showing up and have the 3 qualified recruits every month, I do not earn the trip. Does that make sense to everyone? Okay. So 2 parts must be met to earn. On the left, total TV points and the monthly requirements. Now, this is something I've also never seen any other company do, and I think it is incredibly generous. You are allowed a grace month.
Oh, how generous. It's so generous of them to give you one break during this entire 6-month period. How kind.
You can still earn this trip if you miss 1 month. So they give you 1 month to miss. You can either miss, when we're talking about miss, we're talking about those monthly requirements of the PV or the qualified recruits. Now, if you have someone who joins you, let's say in January, they can still earn this trip by meeting the monthly requirements from January on. They don't have to backdate and like backpedal and get the qualified recruits from the months that they weren't here, right? From January on, if they have 3 qualified, 3 qualified, 3 qualified, 3 qualified, they meet the PV monthly requirements and they meet the total trip volume, they can still earn the trip. Because you are here already in November, you have to do all of the months, the 3 qualified recruits per month, but again, you do get a grace month. If anyone joins during this incentive period, they can use their first month as their grace month. They're only allowed to use their first month as their grace month. So if someone joins in January and they hit January, February, and they're like, oh, I missed March, but I hit April, March cannot be a grace month for them. They must use their grace month in the first month that they join. For any of y'all who are already here, the grace month can be any month in the 6-month period that you miss one of those monthly requirements.
My, this is getting more complicated by the minute.
My suggestion is don't plan to use the grace month, but it's there if we need it. And I actually think that is incredibly generous of Farmasi. So here are some best practices, okay? These are more pictures from the Mexico incentive trip. Take advantage of Q4. In my opinion, right now, starting now through January, you should rack up as many points as you possibly can. Because then after that, you can just focus on the monthly requirements that are needed, those 3 qualified recruits and the 200 PV. But right now we have high spending because it's holiday time. We have people wanting to make extra money. This month in Farmasi, it's November right now. I've been told multiple times from many people at corporate that it's Black Friday month. So they said, if you think the specials from the first few days have been good, like you haven't even seen anything yet. It's going to be even better and wild, which I just can't imagine because we've had free shipping, 20% off of everything. We just came off of a super high join special. So listen, it's going to be a really big month. Take advantage of it.
Like we haven't heard that before.
You're not going to get November back. This is your chance. Okay, so this is not the time to sleep. This is not the time to be like, oh, I'll figure it out later. No, this is the time to put your foot on the gas. So take advantage of November, December, and January when most other companies are slow. Hello, you're in the wellness industry. Okay, what does everyone want to do as soon as Christmas is over and January rolls around? They want to get well. They want to get healthy. They want to focus on detoxing their body. So
take advantage of all of them so you can go on this 3-day trip to Mexico. Yuck. If you're watching this and you're someone who is looking to get healthy and fit, you don't need this bullshit. You need nutrition from the food you eat and movement. None of this bullshit is needed to lose weight. If you want to get something to help support you in your health journey, do it through like a doctor, a nutritionist, a dietitian, anywhere else but an MLM.
Anywhere?
Maybe not anywhere else, but within reason.
Supplements, meal replacement shakes, L-carnitine, Aloe Glow. These things are going to be massive, massive products going into January. So January is going to be a huge month. January can also be a huge recruiting month because people are wanting to try new things, setting new goals for 2026. Or if they want to come and do wellness products, they might as well get it 50% off. Okay. So there are a lot of points to be earned November, December, and January. Do not sleep. This is not the time to sleep. This is the time to go. And then after that, if you experience any kind of like, whew, okay, things are kind of coming down or calming down a little bit, then you can just focus on hitting those monthly requirements if you've knocked out most of your points in these first few months of the earning period, okay? Next, stay consistent because you're going to need a continual stream of new influencers who are going to join you over the next 6 months. You've got to stay consistent. So you want to be planting seeds now that you can reap in 4 months, 5 months, and 6 months down the road when you need to get those 3 qualified recruits in those spring months. You don't want to roll into a month and be like, oh my gosh, my pool is dry, but I have to get 3 new recruits. If you haven't been planting or watering seeds, you got a lot of makeup work to do, and it may not come to fruition in the time that you need it to. So stay consistent as heck, okay? And start planting seeds now that you can reap and that you can water and grow and actually reap the harvest from in the spring. No matter what you're passionate about being here at Farmasi, whether it's makeup or skincare or nutrition or whatever, you really should start sharing wellness and nutrition now. That should be started, like put it into your repertoire of what you're sharing so that when it comes time for late December and January, people think, I should go to her. I should go to him. Oh,
No,
yeah,
you shouldn't. You should never go to somebody on social media that's trying to sell you a product for your health and wellness. Ever. Ever, 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 never, ever go to somebody on social media that is touting a product. Talk to a professional first.
Yeah, he's got that meal replacement shake. Oh yeah, she's got that fat burning stuff, right? That's what people are going to be wanting around that time of year. So you really should start sharing that and planting seeds now. Another best practice is to check your tracker daily. If you don't know where you are, you're going to be flying blind. You got to know where you are. You got to stay focused on what your goals are, and you got to be willing to pivot. If you got to look at your tracker and say, like, am I behind? Am I ahead? What changes do I need to make? Where do I need to fill in the gaps to get myself ahead of the game so you don't get into a situation in March where you've worked so hard and you did so great and then you lose the trip at the end, right? We don't want to see that. So check your tracker daily, know where your points are and where you might need to pivot. Breaking down your goals, okay? So if you want to earn a trip for one and you need 7,500 TV, that's an average of 1,250 points per month. Since you need to have 3 qualified recruits no matter what, that's going to be a minimum of 375 points, okay? Because a qualified recruit is 125. So that's a minimum of 375 points coming from your qualified recruits. So you should set your goal at 875 PV. You can always adjust that goal if you have more recruits.
It's like number vomit.
Ew, gross.
Compensation plans and incentive trips is like number vomit.
Can you stop saying that word?
Number salad, if you will.
But I'm telling you, your goal should still stay high so that you have a buffer for later months down the road. Do you remember what I said earlier? Get as many points as you can in these next few months so that you have a buffer for later on. You can adjust your goals, okay? Trip for 2, if it's 11,000 TV, that's an average of 1,834 points per month. Okay, this is an average. So some months you could be higher, some months you could be lower, but this is kind of what you want to aim for. Honestly, if you want to say 2,000 points, that would be a very healthy thing to strive for, 2,000 points per month. Again, if you're having 3 qualified recruits, which is a minimum of 375 points, this would put you at 1,459 PV. And of course, you could earn more points by having more recruits, okay? Anytime someone joins you, even if they don't get qualified, if they join and they have 8 PV, that's going to give you 8 trip volume points. So you don't only earn the trip volume from those who are qualified, you earn them from everyone, but you do still have to have those 3 qualified every month. Your mindset really matters, okay? I need you to know this. Success in earning a trip, but really in anything, starts in your mind. You have to believe before you see results. And if you have been around me for any length of time, you've probably heard me say this. Every battle you ever face is won or lost in your mind. It all starts here. Okay, you are either going to earn this trip or not earn this trip based on what you believe. That's it.
No, that's not true, Jennifer. You can't just think you're going to earn it and earn it. I hate that about fucking manifesting, that whole thing about manifesting. Yes, you can visualize something and keep it in your brain, visualized every day, and you're automatically going to do the things that are going to get you to that thing that you're visualizing. Just putting it out into the universe and believing that it's going to come to you doesn't really work.
Clarity creates energy. So get crystal clear on why you want to earn this, because indecision drains your energy and causes paralysis. If you're like, I don't know, maybe, I'm not sure, I can't figure it out. I just told you how to break down your goals monthly, your points, exactly what you need to do. So get crystal clear and let that energy drive you forward. Your words are powerful. When earning trips and setting these things in, you want to use I am statements instead of I'll try or maybe or I hope, and then align your actions with your mindset. This is really important. Work from a place of expectancy, not hope. Hope does not build a business. Hope does not earn you a trip. Hope leaves you at the end of 6 months wondering, what happened and why am I not going to Mexico?
I mean, she's not wrong.
That's what hope does. Hope is important and it's powerful for you to move, but it is not what's going to build your business or earn you a trip. Track your numbers, know what you need, and adjust your sales. Final takeaways. Find an accountability partner. Everything is done better and more successful, and you stick it around longer when you have someone holding you accountable. And you need an accountability partner who's going to tell you the hard things and the truth and not just tell you what you want to hear. Find an accountability partner, someone who wants to earn this trip too, and you guys hold each other accountable, okay? This is really important. It starts with belief, like I just talked about. It starts with the idea and the belief and the mindset that you can. But then action. Action comes before results. Action comes before momentum. Action comes before confidence a lot of the times. Action has to come first. Believe and then move. And your movement creates momentum, and your momentum creates results. Believe and then move. Believe and then move. But those two have to come first. You're not going to get results if you don't move. Don't quit. Just pivot. If you get to a month and it is like not looking like you wanted to, don't quit. Don't give up. Don't be like, well, to hell with it all. No, don't quit. Just pivot.
Pivot! Sometimes you can't even pivot.
Just change. Just reach out for help. Talk to someone. We're here to help you. And if you don't talk to us, we can't help you. So don't quit. Just pivot. Find a new way to work and find a new way to make your goal happen no matter what. And lastly, stay plugged in. In something like this, when you have 6 months of earning and it's like a period where you're pretty like intense and dialed in and you're reaching for a goal, stay plugged in. Show up to Together We Glow. Come to Collab Lab. Take advantage of the opportunity calls. If you guys haven't done the opportunity calls or invited people there, we will literally help you build your team. We will literally recruit for you. We will help people find the value in starter kits. Okay? Stay plugged in. Stay plugged into the Glow Gang community. Contribute there. See what people are doing. Ask questions. Cheer each other on. Stay plugged in. This is the most vital thing that you can do to earn this trip, but also to build a business and to feel good about it. There are a lot of resources available to you, and it's important that you use them. So, who wants to go to Mexico? Yeah, you guys, it's so freaking fun. I mean, I love a free trip, okay? But I also just love Mexico and all-inclusive resorts because margaritas for breakfast.
That's how she ended. Margaritas for breakfast. I can't. I'm irritated. That was my 3rd video today. And I'm just irritated with everything. Anyway, that's how you can earn a trip with Farmasi. It's just not, in my opinion, not worth the time, the energy, and the money you're gonna put in to earn the trip for free. Don't fall for this bullshit. And as always, thanks for hanging out with me while I talk a bunch of shit, and I will see you in the next one.